Hey everybody, Logan here. Yeah, so I finally found this variation, the Gengar and Mimikyu HORIPAD Turbo controller for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, especially since the Switch 2 came out, you know I covered the original release of this controller back in June? Yeah, right around the time the Nintendo Switch 2 came out. It was one of the first third-party offerings for the Switch 2, and well, now they've come out with new ones. So depending on when you're watching this, you can just walk into a Target and buy pretty much any variation. They have this one, they have a cozy Eevee, and then they have pastel pink, purple, and a teal color. Not sure why they chose those, but if you don't like any of them, you can still go with the black. I decided to pick this one up because I thought it was a very interesting design. I haven't seen a clear or smoked one. That's what it looks like at this point. Controller for the Switch 2 until now. There is one coming out, depending on when you're watching this, for the Switch 2 wired and wireless by Turtle Beach. And it's the it's their clear one. I forget what it's called. I think it's the Afterglow something, but that's the closest one you're going to get to an all clear controller. So this one has the official Pokemon license. Now you have a turbo function and two programmable flappy back paddles. This is, as of release, $44.99. The standard one is now down to $39.99. Same thing with the pastel and the Eevee ones. So this one is just going to cost you a bit more because of the design and of course the licensing. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, it is still a standard wired Switch 2 Pro controller. Now, people are going to ask, is it compatible with the Switch 1? Yes, compatible with Switch 2, Switch 1, Switch OLED, but not the Switch Lite. So keep that in mind. It says it right there on the box. Now you're not going to have rumble, and you're not going to have gyro, and you're not going to have console wake up. So why buy this one? That's the same thing I said in my initial review and performance review on the black one, but a lot of people are going to want this one simply because of the Pokemon aesthetic. So I picked this one up to show you guys, to see if it's really worth it and if you really want it. And if you decide you don't, good, you don't have to waste your money, because I did. Unfortunately, Hori is not one of the companies I work with, so there's not really much I can do. So let's open this up. Come on, come on. Don't fight me. So one thing is, the boxes I've noticed have been getting a lot cheaper with these controllers, yet the prices are still going up. So there you go. There's really not much here. The box is really flimsy, and that's it. Very simple. It's another reason why I didn't go through one of my little speed montages, because there's nothing much here. Okay, so it's a very nice looking controller. You got the light purple stick caps, a translucent, almost frosted dual layer faceplate. So it looks like, yeah, it definitely looks like it's two layered, or might just be the design on it the way it's printed. Not 100% sure. It's a nice look. If you like the Mimikyu and the Gengar, this might be right up your alley. Just like I said before, it is a very comfortable controller. It's very light though, so they could have added a little extra weight to it. I do like the flappy paddle positioning, like I said originally, and then you have your program and setting buttons back there for the turbo, C button, and the D-pad's still fine. Again, it feels very light. So $44 if you want to get this as a present, maybe not as your main controller, as a secondary controller. If you're not too far from the console, if you're sitting closer to the television, I think this might be fine. No Hall effect sticks, no TMR sticks, no membrane buttons. Remember, this is just for the license. This is for the Pokemon fan. This is for kids that like this, Or maybe, guys, if you have a lady that likes Pokemon too, she might like Gengar, she might like Mimikyu. My wife likes Mimikyu. She's a bigger Pikachu fan, but she thinks he's cute. So that might be it. Or if you just like purple. There's a lot of purple there. I'm trying to figure out some other reasons why people might want to buy this. Again, the performance was okay when I tested it out. I'm going to link in the description the original review, so I don't have to go all over the same things again and again and again. But mainly this is for the art. Now, one thing I will say, that's solid. So that's not going to scratch off. That has to be the dual layered, because you can see what looks like a dual layer, and I think that's the layer in which the art is. So that's kind of nifty. So that doesn't feel like it's going to scrape off at all. Yeah. And it doesn't make it feel uncomfortable. I don't know how many of you out there, let me know in the comments below, if you've bought custom or let's say themed controllers and they have prints on them, and then after a while the print scrapes off or wears down or fades. This honestly doesn't feel like it will, because it feels like it's in the plastic, or like I said, between the layers. But I can't guarantee that. So it feels nice. Otherwise, I never had any problem with the way it felt. I just thought it was overpriced for what the controller offers. You've got a non-detachable cable, which kind of bothers me, but there are a lot of people who don't realize, or they just think that if the cable's detachable, then it's wireless. No, it's just makes it a little easier for storage. And, you know, if it's connected to the console, it can tear away. So otherwise, it's a standard black cable, Type A. It's all right. Latency was okay. It is a wired controller, so you don't have to worry about battery life. You don't have to worry about charging your controller. None of that. But it's an okay controller, and if you're playing Pokemon, you might just like it a little bit more. If you don't care about rumble, you don't care about gyro, and you don't care about wake, you're completely fine with this. Believe it or not, I've heard a lot of people who don't care about any of those things. Kind of strange, but really want that C button. You got that C button there, so you can access that community/camera. So when you're playing with your friends online, bam, there you go. Easy, just pull it up. But remember, you have to have Nintendo Switch Online in order to access that. Don't know if there's much else I can say about it, but it looks nice. It is a very nice looking controller. It's comfortable in the hand. Hori's always been pretty good with ergonomics for a lower end controller. Now keep in mind, you can finally use your old ones on your Switch 2 with no problem if you have working ones for your Switch 1. I'm gonna leave a little caveat right there, because I do have Switch 1 controllers that do not work with the Switch 2, but all the licensed ones, when you're buying controllers like that with the Nintendo licensing, if they're licensed for Switch 1, they should work completely on your Switch 2. Like I said, this will also work with your Switch 1 if you have a Switch 1 and you want that as well. So I think that's about it. That's all I can say. Yep, think I'm gonna leave it there. But hey, you also got a little hidden switch back here if you want it for Switch 2 or PC. Now it's funny that it doesn't say PC on the box, but there, for people asking, yes, you can use this on your PC with a little toggle switch, but go back to the Nintendo Switch 2, plug it right in, you're good to go. Have any questions? Drop them down in the comment section below. I will be using this over the next few days, and I can answer any questions because my Switch 2 is actually right there, and yes, it will work completely fine just as the normal one did. So again, questions, drop them. I'll answer everything I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.